What's going on, everyone? So today I want to talk to you about my off season or trying to build muscle. And yes, it is the time of year now to actually try to put on muscle for a lot of other people too. So just about a week and a half ago, as most of y'all know, I did the Olympia. I had some photo shoots out there, and those were the last photo shoots of the year for me. So now I can try to pack on as much muscle as I can. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna say this, it might change, but I'm gonna try to stay in an off season for 6 months. I am tired of having to, diet for different stuff. And over the past, maybe I would say 2 to 3 years, I've not had a true off season where I have tried to build muscle for any more than 3 months at a time. I mean, 3 months is max that I've done for the past 3 years. And that is really hard for a natural person to actually build muscle in that time. And the rest of the year, I'm always trying to lose body fat and stay conditioned for either a photo shoot or an expo or something like that. Because I've been dieting since, I would say, February of this year. So I've dieted all the way up until, September. So that's a long time. So I'm going to try to give myself at least 6 months here and try to pack on as much muscle as possible. Now for me, my goals are to actually, like I said, build as much muscle as I can because I'm wanting to compete next year. Compete next year. Compete next year. So that's going to be something different. This year I did not compete at all, not one time. It was not one of my goals. I did not really care for competing. I just wanted to do photo shoots and have different things to actually just post up on my social media and stuff like that. But competing was not one of my goals. And so next year, that is going to be one of my goals, to get back on stage and compete. So for me to do that and think to be competitive at it, I need to put on some size. So I'm going to, try to build as much muscle as possible here in the next few months. Now, first off, I have gained since the last time y'all saw me, which was in the vlogs in Vegas. As you can see, my face has filled out a whole lot more. The last time y'all saw me, I was all like, the diet face, all thinned out and stuff. But now I am actually 10 pounds heavier than what I was just a week and a half ago. So I've gained literally 10 pounds in a week. So my plans, so I was 180 in Vegas for the photo shoot. Now I'm like 190 to 192-ish. In just in a week and a half. I'm telling you, I've gained so much weight just due to, water weight and my body not being used to having that many carbs and stuff, because we went on a mini vacation at the beach just this weekend. So I ate a lot of food like seafood, fried food that my body's not used to. So I was just packing on weight. Now I do not want to go into the off season right now due to me being 10 pounds or 12 pounds heavier than like my photo shoot stage. I want to get down in the next week or two. So I'm actually going to start dieting here before I actually start bulking. So I'm going to try to get down to 185. That's where I want to start my bulking phase, is 185. And then from there, I don't want to get any heavier than right around 195. I don't want to hit the 200s. For me, when I actually hit 200 pounds, maybe I think it was 2 years ago, and I hit that, and seriously, I was just not in very good conditioning whatsoever. I was just overweight and just doing everyday stuff like, running, playing football, baseball, just any kind of sports with my brothers and stuff like that. I was just gassed, and it just felt horrible. Like I went and rock climbed, and being 200 pounds, it was not fun, rock climbing and stuff. And I do not like being at that point. I want to stay, athletic and stuff. So for me, staying about 195 and below is that step. So I want to start my bulking at 185 and then try to work up from there. So right now, I'm going to try to lose weight for a week to 2 weeks and see where I'm at to get down to 185, and then I'm going to start building from there. Now, let's talk about my training. How is my training going to change? My training right now has been just a muscle group a day, so just really pounding it out. Right now I have a lot more energy than what I have been having for the past 2 months because, I've been dieting, so I was in a calorie deficient. So my energy is really low. But now that my energy levels are high, I can work out, harder, work out longer and stuff. So, I'm really sore from all these workouts because, I'm really pushing myself right now. Now, when I actually start my bulking phase here in the next week or two, I'm going to be working each muscle group twice a week. I feel that is the best way to, put on size because you're working that muscle more throughout the week instead of just one time a week. So I'm going to be working each muscle group twice. Why you're going to ask me, why do I want to lean up first? Now for me, I think doing a lean bulk is so much better than being overweight. I personally, I tell all my clients and stuff, I honestly would not go into a bulk. Try to go into a bulk if you're over 15, even 12% body fat. I would honestly say about 12% body fat and below to start your bulk. Now, if you're 15 plus for a male, I would not suggest going into bulking. I would suggest going into trying to lose body fat before you actually start a bulk. The reason being is because, muscle tissue and fat tissue, those are two tissues, and each one of those tissues are going to be fighting over nutrients when you eat and stuff, protein, carbs, fats. Both of those are competing against each other to have the nutrients. Now, the fatter you are, the more nutrients will be going into the fat cells instead of the muscle. So if you're leaner, your body will use more of those calories and stuff for muscle instead of going into fat. Once you get over like 15-20% body fat, most of the food that you're going to be eating will be going into fat storage instead of muscle building. And when you're leaner, you can actually tell you actually track your progress more instead of just getting overly fat. You don't know if you're building muscle or not because you can't see it because all the fat. So I suggest doing a lean bulk and not just going like a lot of people, you see a lot of people just eat like crazy and get absolutely fat. And then when they lean back down, they only gain maybe a pound or two of muscle, if that. Some people just get really fat, and then when they lean back down, they didn't put on any muscle. So for me, I think lean bulking is the way to go. Now, diet. What is diet going to change? So right now, I'm going to stick around two things. So right now, when I'm trying to lean up, for this week or two, my calories are going to stay about 2,000 calories. That's low. That's what I was doing when I was leaning down, but I'm trying to lean down just for, like I said, the week or two here. So I'm going to stick around 2,000 calories. Now my the macros are changing. So I'm having more carbs right now than what I was having and less fat. So before I was doing a way high fat diet, which was around, 90 to 100 grams of fat. And then carbs was really low, pretty much no carbs because I was carb cycling. I'm going to cut out carb cycling, so I'm just do consistent macros right now. So right now I'm having around 200 carbs a day, and then having right around 40 grams of fat below, and then proteins will stay about 200 to 220 grams of protein, and that will stick, that calorie-wise is around 2,000 to 2,500 max on the week and 2 weeks from now. Now, when I actually start trying to build muscle, I'm going to stick around 25 to 3,000 calories and then go up from there once my body gets used to it. I'm not one of those people that like to, slowly, like a lot of people, they say, up your carbs by like 20 grams a week. I do not think that's the greatest thing to do. I think that's just, dieting longer than what you need to do. I think you need to get your body in maintenance mode and then work from there. So for me, I'm going to start my bulking phase about 2,500, 3,000, and then go up from there when I think it's necessary to actually raise my calories, to build muscle. I just don't want to build a lot of fat. All right, so let's talk about cardio. Do I do cardio in an off season? Yes, I do. For a lot of people, they go from doing cardio every single day, and then all of a sudden the off season hits, and all of a sudden they stop their cardio, and all of a sudden their body just blows up because their body's used to doing cardio, and they're used to burning an extra 500 calories a day, and all of a sudden when they stop that, they eat a lot of food, and they just gain a lot of fat. So for me, I like to actually keep cardio in. Right now I'm doing cardio like every other day, so I'm not doing it every day like I was leading up to the photo shoots, but I'm doing it every other day, and I'm doing more HIIT style cardio, so bike sprints, treadmill sprints, outdoor sprints, stuff like that, that's going to ramp up my heart rate and let it go back down and so forth, so it actually boosts my metabolism throughout the whole day. So that's the cardio I'm doing right now. Now later on down the road, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, I will drop that, and at the end of it, I'll probably be doing cardio probably about twice a week. So, I'm not doing too much cardio where my body's not able to build muscle, but at the same time, I want to keep my endurance up And a lot of the times people will just cut out cardio completely, and then their cardiovascular system gets really, bad, and that will affect your workouts because you're, constantly just out of breath from doing supersets or whatever, and you just can't breathe. But keeping cardio in your routine is very essential, I think, in a bulk for many reasons, to keep you lower body fat during that time that you're bulking, at the same time keeping your cardiovascular system where you're just not gassed all the time throughout your workouts. So then on top of that, let's talk about supplements. Let me show you exactly what supplements I take during a bulking phase and what supplements I don't take during a bulking phase, because I'm going to show you the supplements that I've stopped taking since prior to the photo shoot. So the supplements I was taking, of course, was like a thermogenic. I was taking a thermogenic around 4 weeks out from my contest, and I will not be taking that, of course, during bulking phase. And then I was taking L-carnitine. I was taking L-carnitine leading up to a photo shoot. I was taking that in the morning with my BCAAs and glutamine, before my fasted cardio. So I won't be taking that anymore as well. Those two were pretty much the only ones that I was taking that I'm no longer going to take throughout the bulk. Now, I am cycling my pre-workout right now. I'm not going to have this for another 2 weeks. So I'm going to give a month off of my pre-workout. 2 weeks ago, I stopped taking it. I like to cycle my pre-workouts. I like to stay on it for 2 months and then a month off, just to give my body a break from the stimulants and give my break from all the high caffeine. So I'm going to stay off of this for another 2 weeks, and then I will use this during a bulking phase, especially on those heavy leg days and back workouts and chest, and those days that I don't feel like going to the gym. I will use pre-workout. Now the staple supplements will stay the same. These supplements stay the same exactly when I'm cutting or when I'm trying to bulk. Of course, creatine, I'm taking that year round, taking 5 grams post-workout, and I take that when I'm in season, off season, it does not matter. Good protein powder. This will help, especially in the off season, to get your protein intake, because when you're trying to build muscle, you use more protein. So protein powder I take normally in the mornings or post-workout. And then I take casein also. This is a protein powder that I take late at night before I go to bed. This is a slow releasing protein, so it helps your body. It slowly digests, so it stays in your system a whole lot better, a whole lot longer. So I take that right before I go to bed. Now, let's see, I take BCAAs year round. I don't cycle them. Now during, I took this, like I said, before my cardio sessions, and then I take them throughout my workout. So that's like an intro workout. I sip on, I take around 5 to 8 grams of that and just sip on through my workout. Of course, I have multivitamin that I stay on year round. Vitamin E, vitamin D3 that I like taking, and fish oil. So the supplements pretty much stay the same, other than a couple here and there during when I'm trying to cut. But for the most part, they all stay the exact same. They don't change up that much. Now, I'll be vlogging over the next few weeks as far as when I get down in weight and when I actually start building muscle, so you can go along with me, because this is not a time that I actually relax. A lot of people sit back and say, oh, I'm in off season, so I'm gonna go eat all I want, and my workouts suffer and I don't get in all my workouts. No, for me, the off season is anything but like the name, because I work out harder, I work out longer, because I have more calories, I have more energy. And this is the time that you're actually going to be building your physique. When you're cutting and when you're trying to lean down for a photo shoot or contest, your body, your muscle size and stuff stays the same. You're just losing body fat so that you can actually see all the hard work that you put in during the off season. So for me, the off season is the time that I build my physique and change different weaknesses. So if my legs are a weakness right now, I'm gonna pound my legs or my calves. And my biceps, whatever it is, I'm gonna pound it out, and that's when you're gonna see the results. So then later on, when I lean down, lean up for a photo shoot and stuff like that, then you can see all the hard work. So for me, this is the time that I need to be putting my 100% all. Off season for me is anything but off. It is where I really just pick up that notch that much higher. So hope that helped a little bit, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. If I could